Hey everyone, it is Dan once again from Deuce the Limit, and today we are going with another Nordic country. I am joined by my friend Will here today. We will be talking about all 10 songs entered into Söngvakeppnin 2023, that is Iceland. We will be starting with Will's number 10, going up to his number 1, and then we will talk about who we think the winner is. So Will, are you ready to do this?
Yes, I am, and I want to apologize already for mispronouncing all of the artists' names.
All right, let's dive in. Okay, so before we start, I want to say that we're reviewing pretty much almost all the English versions. One song did not have an English version, so that one we will cover in Icelandic. But Will, give us your number 10.
All right, so number 10 is Moa Lose This Dream. Um, it's a fine song. There's a key change. I like it. She does well. It's just not too impressive. It doesn't stand out. There's nothing that wowed me. It seems like maybe the balance was weird with the recording because, she hit some pretty cool notes. So it could be fantastic live. She could be one of those performers that you just have to see it live. But it's, going off of what we hear from the Spotify and the YouTube video, I'd have to say, yeah, that's my number 10 so far.
Yeah, I have her at number 7. I have her a little bit higher because she has that very unique voice, like you mentioned, and Live or Die by the Live. It's a slow and very soft ballad with no punchiness or big moments, but that unique voice in a sea of songs that sometimes tend to blend together. There are some songs here that I'm like, was this song or this one? She will definitely stand out with her voice, and I did like some of the ways the vocals were delivered as well. So I had it a little bit higher, but I do agree with you on some of those points that there are no huge moments like some of the other songs have. All right, then let's move right along to your number 9.
So number 9 is Braggy, Sometimes the World's Against You.
That one I have at number 4. So I'll let you go off on why you have it at 9.
It's a good song. I just feel like it's, again, just kind of basic vanilla. It's fun. I'll listen to it. I might not skip it if it comes on, but comes on a playlist. But really, so often I just kept thinking, oh, this reminds me of, Voices from Sweden 2021. Oh, this reminds me of, every time I'd listen to it, I'd stop listening and think of another song.
Yeah, musically, it feels like, I have in my notes, it feels most like a Eurovision entry, and you mentioned Eurovision entries. I like the constantly changing and evolving aspect of the song. A lot of times that draws me in more with a lot of entries into national finals, is that the first chorus will not sound exactly like the second chorus, the first verse will not sound exactly like the second verse, and this one does that. It has a great message, easy to sing along to after one listen as well. So for the same reasons that you have it at 9, I have it at 4, which I guess is fine. Okay, so moving right along, what is your number 8?
So my number 8 is one I kind of struggled with where to place it. I had it everywhere from 3 to 8. It is Okay, the only song that's only in Icelandic.
Okay is my number 10.
It's a bold choice of a song. I mean, you don't have anything other than instruments for the first quarter of the song. Eurovision songs are short, and you spend 25% of it with a musical intro that you're not actually going to be playing those instruments. So it's a bold move, and I hope they know what they're doing with it. It's a fun group. You can hear that they're enjoying themselves. You can hear that they would be a fun group to go see. Their energy to be great. They also could be horribly awful, which is why I was like, let's just keep it at 8 because it's fun, but we don't know.
It's 50s, 60s, swing pop. I just don't want it. That's why I put it at 10, was solely because of the song genre. Same way I put Prohibition at 9 for Norway. And as far as an instrumental, a long period of instruments being used with no vocals, Blåsmafien did it really well for Norway a couple years ago. It can be done. I don't know how you do it with this song though. But the song feels like it's 6 minutes long to me, and I couldn't get through it more than twice, where I'm like, all right, That's my number 10. I'm going to put it there.
I mean, it's a great song to like clean the house to. I've done chores to it a lot, kind of bopping around. But yeah, really.
What is your number 7?
Number 7 is Terrified by Kristen Cilicia.
Terrified is number 6 for me. So we're pretty close on that one. I think she has a beautiful voice. The very minimal first part of the chorus really will just focus on her. This is probably one of the more technical songs, so hitting all those notes is going to be very tough for some parts of this. But yeah, it's just a middle of the pack song for me.
Really, the bridge could be like amazing live. She could just nail it and just be fantastic, and we'll just have to see. Like it's another good one. It's not great, but it's good.
Let's just keep going along then to number 6.
I like it. It's good. Together We Grow by Soldier Ross and Chloe Jar.
That is my number 2.
I really like how it, as the title goes, it grows. It starts small, gets a little more in the chorus, goes down. It has that movement. You know, the last 30 seconds of it are just gold. It is so good.
Yeah, and I think they still have time to revamp songs. I don't think Söngvakeppnin revamps very often after a winner is decided. They could do it, like you said, but I don't think they often do. This feels like the most Nordic entry to me. It's got that little haunting, like atmospheric beginnings. The instruments are very modern. I think this is one of the few. There seems to be quite a few duets of male and female in this selection. And this is the one where I like the vocals from both parties. Sometimes it's like one or the other, but this one...
It's an earworm. It gets stuck in my head where I'd find myself kind of humming it because it kind of has that almost lullaby tempo to it that just, yeah, it's pleasant.
So what is your number 5 now?
Impossible by Ulfar.
Ulfar's Impossible is my number 3. This was really close to being my number 1. Actually, it could have very well been higher. I think the lyrics just needed to be a tiny bit more unique, and I think it would have been my number 1. Kind of hits like most other Nordic ballads. Does a good job of growing, the gentle piano and the strings driving the chorus. Lyric melody is really easy to follow. It's really easy to start singing along to. I think it could have been a little stronger.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think that also he does do a good job of kind of putting his passion in it. Like you almost feel the pain of behind the song where, you know, it's the breakup song, but it's a little bit after where it sounds like he's blaming himself still. And, you know, it's just, yeah, it's sad. You just feel his pain, but I really like it. It's good.
Yeah, it reminds me a lot of 2018's Ari Olafsson, who won Söngvakeppnin and went to Eurovision. And he had a good song and he had an amazing voice. He just got dropped in the semifinal 1. And there was really no hope from getting out of it. I think Ulfar has a slightly better chance, but I still compare those songs where I feel like this would be a fringe qualifier at Eurovision. What is your number 4?
Number 4 is Dancing Lonely by Sigga Ozek.
Really? Okay, yeah. That's my number 1. That is my gold medal. It's Carly Rae Jepsen. This is Carly Rae Jepsen off of her Dedicated era, her B-sides. It's an easy listen. Like, yeah, there could be some stronger moments, but this is just an immediate, polished radio hit. A little bit of 80s inspired as well, with some modern production. I love it.
Yeah, this one, I had this thing like, okay, this is Carly Rae Jepsen. This has, you know, keychange.jpg. I fucking love it. It's so great. Like when she did it, I was just like, oh, okay. This is great. This is what I need. I feel like this one is in the semi-1 for the competition, and I think that she could easily get in or at least be the wild card.
Okay, so we're going into your top 3. We have already covered my top 3, and I still have 8 and 9 on mine. So we're a little split today, but go ahead and tell us your number 3.
The next one is Brave Face by Benedict.
That is my number 8.
It's a chill song, but I feel like it does the building that I love. Again, that, you know, kind of starting at level 1, going up to 2 and 3, back down to 2, up to 3, 4, 5. It just goes with it. I feel like the building does better than in Together We Grow. That doesn't really get as much. It doesn't arrive anywhere. I feel like I want it to arrive more. This one arrives. I feel like it gets there. You know, he's you're walking out the door talking about igniting in flames and all this stuff. I do feel like I like it just because of the staging I see in my mind, because of the lights and dark and just so much visual with it.
No, that's honestly one of the reasons I put it low. I just find that chorus a little bit cheesy for me. I don't know. I can't come around on this entry. I do agree
It's
with you on the steps. I had that in my notes of how it does have a nice progression, which I tend to like. But I just hear him say, "I put on my brave face," and I'm like, ugh. All right, final two. You still have my number 9 and my number 5, I want to say. So what's your number 2?
so my number two is Doomsday Dancing by Celebs.
That's my number 9.
Campy, but not slap you upside the head campy. It's fun. They're just enjoying themselves. It just changes up so much. Of the bridge and the chorus and each verse are so drastically different, but yet they have parts that continue on to tie them together where it's not a jarring like, oh, I mean, especially even when she comes in with the ooh, ooh, it's so cool. I love it. I think it's such a neat, fun thing.
Certainly the staging will be memorable or memeable. It will be one or both. It's an adventurous entry. I like her vocals. When she was singing, I liked it. The guy's vocals, kind of like Brave Face, the lyric, the guy's vocals just, I don't know, it gets under my skin. It's just not my style. And then the car horn being used so frequently. What's going on outside? Something completely off the wall that gets the televote absolutely cranked. That's what I see in this song, but much like Trenitol didn't captivate me, this does not captivate me. So, all right, it only leaves one song left, and it is your number 1.
Is Power by Dilja, which again, I love it. It's just so much what I want in a fun pop ballad. Power, just so much fun. It's all of the fun Katy Perry, Pink, like that energy. And I could just see this being fantastic live, this having great remixes, it's a great song. I feel like she performs it extremely well. And the bridge is so good on its own on the recording. If she, zhuzhes it and vamps it up and just like milks it, she can, yeah, she could be amazing with it because with that vocal and then the drop, like it's so good.
So it's funny, I'm looking at my notes for this. I don't actually say anything negative about it. So I don't know why I put it at number 5. What I have is it's an 80s beat, but still has more modern instruments. The beat is very much an 80s, but the instruments themselves are more modern. I love her voice, the message, the power part is really cute. And then the big finish at the end of the song, I can see lots of bright lights just kind of exploding all over the stage and being a really fun moment.
Confetti cannons.
Yeah, exactly. So I do like it. Maybe it didn't deserve to be number 5. Maybe I should go review my ratings, but I can totally agree with you that it's a deserved number 1. So now the difficult question, who wins? So we were obviously very torn on a lot of these. So now pick the one song that you think is going to win. That you think is going to win, not your favorite.
I think that Power has the highest likelihood of winning, but I think that Doomsday Dancing could really just come in and steal the show and be that Moldova moment that just blows everyone away.
I don't think my number 1, I don't think Dancing Lonely is going to win. I think my number 2, I think Together We Grow is probably going to win. I just feel like it's the most different entry, I think, out of the group, where I feel like there's a couple ballads competing against each other, solo ballads. There's a couple 80s dance numbers, right? Like Siga and Dilja both kind of have 80s inspired dance songs. I kind of put Brave Face and Braggy, Benedict and Braggy kind of have similar style of songs too. Like, I feel like everyone kind of has another match, except like you said, Doomsday Dancing and Silja Ross and Kajlar. Those two I feel stand out the most. And I think one of those two is going to definitely be, I feel like the likelihood of both of them flopping, I think, is none, right? Like one of those two is probably going to be a great moment and a potential winner. And then we'll see which other ones come through.
Yeah, I mean, Iceland always delivers. They always have, well, they have a great competition and they'll have fantastic songs in it. There's not usually just terrible flops. So yeah,
Yeah,
I
and they're
think
on
it'll be
a 3 qualification streak right now, I believe. Yeah, the last three, Hatari, Dowdy. Dowdy would have qualified. Dowdy would have maybe won in 2020, right? We all think
he would have.
he
Yeah.
probably would have been the winner. And and then of course last year we got Sister, who kind of shot qualified, I think. Thanks again, Will, for joining me today and going through the rankings. And
Yeah,
everyone, let
thank you
us
for having
know
me.
in the comments below who do you think's going to win? Whose list do you agree with more? Since we were very divisive, so you can be Team Dan or Team Will, whichever list you approve of more, or neither of us. You can just say we're both terrible, so that's fine too. All right, thanks again, Will. Have a good one.
Yeah, thank you for having me.